you.
And what?
Got it. All right. All right. Well, good morning. This is Good Morning Howard, and it's October 26th. And just to remind you some of the things, as people said this week on Thursday, which is what, tomorrow, I think they're having the in-person pod group meet. We're having travel talks by Trans-Siberian Railroad. My meditation is intuition. On Friday, Thomas Benjamin is having his listen less is more, except when it isn't. And finally, we're having the basket bingo on Saturday. I understand that also next week in Good Morning Howard, it is how to declutter effectively with Karen Getz. So people are welcome to sign up for all of those. And so I hope you already have gotten your ticket. If not, they're still available. So get your basket bingo tickets. All right, today we're doing the second annual survey results 2022. And Marie Grunwald and Ellen Shulnick and myself kind of scripted it, and then you guys filled it out, which was phenomenal. But first, announcing, Marie.
Announcing the winners, and I see we have two of them participating today. We have Lorraine Costello and Carol Lobel. They already showed what they have won. So we want to thank them for their participation, and they were Frances Heron and Gabrielle Wada. They are not able to attend today's session, but they did send me an email thanking me for their reward, and we're very happy that they participated and received a $25 Visa gift card. And we're happy that Lorraine and Carol can participate today.
Thank you. Okay, Marie.
Well, today's format, I'll go very quickly. This is the agenda. We're going to talk about, or at least indicate who we are, and we'll have a short discussion. What do we attend? Our infrastructure, newsletter, how to grow, your reactions to those agenda items, more modifications, new initiatives, and follow-ups, and your thoughts and ideas.
Ellen?
Okay, so we begin with who we are. And the reason that this is interesting is because if you're developing a program targeted at an audience, it really helps to know what that audience is. So we had, in this group, we had 102 people responding, about 55% of the membership. And so we're going to be talking mostly about them. That is those 101 people who responded, which is, 55% is really a very good response rate.
Yes.
And of them, it turns out, much to our surprise, that most of them are fairly new members. About 53%, the majority of the people who responded were joined in the last 4 years. And now the question is, who are they? 75% of them were associate members and 20% were full members. And you wonder who the other 5% are of the respondents. They were people who volunteered but weren't members themselves. And we were interested in our age spread. And this was really very fascinating because if you look at it, what you can see is that about 2/3 of our members are 76 or older. And if you look at the other end of the age range, only 8% were below 70 years of age. So we are a very senior group. And there we are, the old and young. And now 22% older than 80, etc. And our social media use is what you might expect. About 2/3 of the people of the respondents use social media. And of our population, half of them are on Facebook. So we do have people who are somewhat social media savvy, which is very useful because what that does is allow us to expand our resources.
So we're gonna stop sharing for a second. Anyone have any thoughts about how that impacts the village in Howard? Anybody from what we were saying?
Because if you don't, I do. Because when you think of it, that says that there are people, well, first of all, that we're growing older and there may be therefore increasing demand for services and full membership. And also, if you've got an older population, there are things that you think about when you're tailoring your programs. You think about, for example, how many of those people can drive in the dark. So you want to put a lot of your programming, I would suspect, during the daytime. And as much as we complain about Zoom, for people who may themselves have problems in mobility or just not feeling very well on particular days, that it would be great to have more of our programs on Zoom. Some of my thoughts. Other people?
Anybody have thoughts? Anybody? John? Oh, John Marsh? No, okay, Marie?
Well, I just wanted to say, with all the older members that we have, it's going to be more difficult to get volunteers from that older group. We need younger people to become members.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, I'll go on and I'll share again. Hold on. Share. Okay. All right, and Marie, why don't you clarify, because there were some concerns about the impact. Would you like to continue with that?
Yes, the impact is having to do with one of the services that we provide to our full members is Circle of Care. And we may be having two occurring at the same time in the near future as a possibility, which some of our members are not really familiar with Circle of Care because they're associates, but Circle of Care is where we provide full members who may be having a planned surgery or an unforeseen accident with a small team of vetted volunteers for about 6 weeks. These are not healthcare providers or nursing, or do we provide any nursing services, but these are volunteers who provide like a neighbor to neighbor assistance. And if we go to the next screen, it will show you
I put that at the
an
end.
idea
I
at
put
the
that
next
part at the end.
screen.
No, I put that at the end. So.
Oh,
that-
you put it at the end. Okay. So what I just wanted to say was that we provide a number of services that we'll describe at the end. This indicates what do we attend. 45% of us attend 10 or plus programs during the year, and 8% have not attended any. And a third of the programs that were most popular were morning walks, the pods, Good Morning Howard, socializing, happy hours, and lunch bunches. And the Good Morning Howard program that was the series that seemed to be the most popular was Downsizing and the Big Move. Why members don't participate? 20% said they were too busy. And the next screen indicates that the other reasons why less than 16% said they did not want to participate was for health issues due to COVID, the scheduling was inconvenient, and they were just not interested in the programs. Infrastructure. 90% of them said, of our members who responded, said that they were satisfied with the office, with the leadership, with our tech support, with our website, the billing and registration. There is going to be extensive, thoughtful discussion about leadership and the direction of TVIH is occurring. And there is a strategic plan that began last year in 2021, and that is continuing, and we are making very good progress with the goals that each committee has been assigned.
Ellen?
Okay, and now we get to the newsletter. And this is really for me, and I think for Cheryl Amster, wonderful. That is 99% of the people who responded liked the look, the feel of the newsletter. That is, we've been going towards a new format with large print, and people liked it, and we thought that that was great. That doesn't mean that they didn't have suggestions for improvement. And so here are some of the ideas, and I hope that you can contribute even more suggestion. Part of it is that they would like to have more content on diverse issues. For example, having every other newsletter a committee reports, so that you know not only what is onboarding, but also what it is that our committees are doing. So they'd like to know about legislation affecting seniors. They'd like human interest stories, recipes. As we were looking at Joy's pumpkins, we were thinking about, well, maybe we should have had some more on how to make pumpkin pie, and lifelong learning opportunities. We also would like to have more information on where we could volunteer, not just for TVIH, but also in Howard County. So, and of course, keeping up with pods. So those were the suggestions that people offered. Are there any others that we could talk about, that we could incorporate into the newsletter?
Anybody have some ideas?
Well, the ones that you read off, Ellen, are terrific.
I thought so too. You guys were really marvelous.
It's almost like, why didn't I think of that? I love that idea.
Yeah, right. So look forward to new and expanded newsletters.
Okay.
With one person saying, oh no, they're too big, but I think that's about the right size, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too, especially if you're downloading it.
Okay, and then we had the question of how to encourage more participation. So one thing they said was advertise events in the newspapers. Go to fundraising booths wherever in the county. Support community activities. And we love this one. This was like, for instance, at the Stevens Forest Place, why don't you have a Halloween trick or treat office, have a trick or treat there at the office and have games for children. And that's little Lincoln, my little grandson, dressed up as Blippi. That's a character on TV. So why not do that? Develop community collection sites for hospitals for the needy and put by TVIH. Others, I love this one too. Coffee and donuts after religious events at the Interfaith Center with TVIH name on it. Maybe to call members who don't participate and say, hey, this activity is going on. Might you be interested? I think we already had coverage of Inga skydiving in the Columbia Flyer, but have some more of those events. Connect business and HR departments, connect with them and collaborate. Right now, we're exploring with the board to collaborate with other nonprofits who have senior clients, participate in expo events, speak at senior community and residences, and maybe talk about retirement transition. And Kate and I were just talking in the beginning of this thing saying, hey, maybe there's some canned thing that we can go from place to place and talk about it, or something from our housing series, or something from health. Make connections with the city government, and maybe we could take paid ads at local events like Columbia Orchestra, the Art Council, high school plays. They always have places. You give them a little money and you have your name in there. The Beacon, Senior Center newsletters. They had some really cool stuff. And then my own personal favorite, guys, we have a new logo. Why not have flyers, put them around, or bumper stickers? We can put that on our cars, and that's one way we can show what's going on. Or there's the TVIH cups, pens and pencils, our business cards, t-shirts, brochures, and banners. I think Kathy Marinelli, you're investigating some stuff with getting some advertising. So right now, we'd like to just share and get some of your ideas. If you thought some of these things were good, or if you had some other stuff. Anybody? And Kathy, how are we doing with getting advertising? Kathy Marinelli? Nope, I think you're on mute.
Actually, I was just looking for the t-shirts and to get some pricing on having t-shirts that would have the logo, because I love the logo. I think you all did a great job on that. So I wasn't doing any other advertising.
And I think Cheryl Neely was looking for pens and pencils, right? Marie, what was she doing? And banners and a flag maybe in front? What was
Just
it?
gonna get a flag to put out in front of the office.
And my
And
question
John,
is,
you had your hand up.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
I did.
I'm
How
sorry.
are you?
what'd you say?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
I had received a spreadsheet from somebody in the village listing about 31 villages in the area. And I went to every one of the websites and I went through them. And I noticed across majority of them. Plus, I had some comments from the Hickory Ridge Pod when we were talking about things. And several of the people have said to me, you know, I joined, and we're one of them. We're joining because we wanted one to be with people who are relatively our own age. Plus, we wanted to age in place, and that seems to be a really, really, really important thing. And in several of the websites, only several, not the majority, aging in place was important. They had it right up front where new members could look at aging in place videos. I noticed several of the websites had a lot of videos, people, telling them why they joined the village and how they liked it. So, I think that we need to do that. We need to get some younger, and I hate to say younger because that's relative, but we need to get some younger people in the late 50s, early 60s, who may be interested in joining. And the only way we're going to get that is one, with us talking to those people, to our neighbors and whatnot, which I do, and maybe going to some churches and synagogues, and just having a little, like I said, donuts and coffee after a mass or a church, synagogue meeting. And this is the village. We're here to help you. And one of the really important things I happen to notice, especially in the Montgomery County villages, is that they're very, very, very connected to the county government for services.
Right.
And I don't think I see that so much here in the village. And I don't know if it's because, we haven't done it, or are we just happy doing what we're doing?
No, we're working on it, John.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Montgomery County gives them money. Montgomery County get that. They
Yeah,
are
I mean,
affiliated with them.
if you want money, you're going to get it from the county.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the more they know, the more the county know, the more we're involved with the county government at whatever level, the better it's going to be for the village.
Thank you.
And
Good point.
my 3 cents. I'm
And
shutting down.
Carol and then Ruth White. Carol.
Yes, I've been thinking about this for a long time, and that is, I'm a member at Kittamuckundy Community Church in Town Center, a non-denominational church. This is just one example of churches But I would say everyone I've asked, have you ever heard of the village in Howard, because I just think the village in Howard is wonderful. But kind of a basic level of that people they didn't even know what it was. And so, it's more of a simple approach as man just mentioned. I don't know how, and also here at Brightview, a senior living place, people have not even heard of it. Like, no, what is it? And I thought I have to, communicate to you all, because I think it might be something very simple with, like on my church, we have email announcements. I feel like putting out a little description, about this is the village in Howard. Go on their website and look and see what a treasure we have right here in Howard County.
Mhm.
We
Excellent.
should have pamphlets in those.
Yes,
Well,
anything.
yes.
I'm just saying, start at a very basic level of people don't know who you are. Yeah.
Yes,
knows.
Ruth Ann?
Ruth Alice.
Ruth Alice. Oh, it's this Ruth W. All right. Okay, you're right. Ruth Alice.
Yes, when I was working, I worked at Social Security. My husband worked at NSA, and it seemed like every other person we met in Columbia worked at one place or the other. And the government has programs for people getting ready to retire, things to think about. And in addition to financial information, how to go about planning for your retirement, they talk about planning for activities. So those are huge federal agencies, and of course, there may be smaller employers in the area, but if we could get information about the villages to people going to pre-retirement seminars, that would get in younger people in their late 50s, 60s, who are looking to be active in the community.
Excellent ideas. Stephanie, is that Steph?
You're
Good
muted.
thoughts, Ruth.
You're muted, Stephanie.
I unmuted.
You're good. We're good.
Louder.
So in listening to all of this, my first question is, where do you find seniors in the county? Where do seniors go besides churches and synagogues? So my first question is, and I'm not sure, do you put flyers and things in the 50+ centers? Because you have a lot of seniors, that's where seniors go for all sorts of activities. My second thought was, are you connected to real estate agents? When people are looking for homes, if people want to move into the community. I mean, a lot of people who live here already are affiliated. They have friend groups, they have bridge clubs, maybe they go to movie nights or whatever. But if you can draw in people who are first moving into the community, they don't know people here, they don't have any affiliations. And one way to do that, it would seem to me, is to reach out to real estate companies who are selling to people and having the village as one of the selling points. This is an organization here that you might find helpful in making new friends and reaching out to people in the community.
Good ideas. Excellent. I'm not sure, Ruth Alice, is your hand still raised or is that left over? Okay, I'm not sure.
Actually, it's left over, but but I did have one other thought: libraries, brochures, and libraries. If we're not already doing that.
And Miss Joy, and then Kathy.
Yes, I want to say something about the flyers. I was at the first expo, senior expo, Howard County Expo. When people walk by, first thing they ask, "Where are you? Village in Howard." They thought we were a retirement community. So you can put your flyers all over the place. People still wouldn't know that this is not a place. So that's number one. And then about the libraries, I suggest we go to each library, rotate on the rotating basis to the 10 libraries each month, because people who because we've had really successful public meetings at Miller Library, 50 to 100 people each time, and some of them join later. Uh, uh, Cheryl Amster was very successful at the Bank Center and the East Columbia Library. And she said she's willing, she has the video ready to run and so on. She needs someone to help to make the arrangement, book the room, put on the flyers and stuff. So the basic problem is we do not have a strong communication committee, externally and internally. So that's number one we need to do, is recruit more people to work on the communications. And about the newspaper, we had several articles in the Flyer and the Business Week before we opened the door. We tried very hard, and we have not done any newspaper interviews with any reporters since 2014. So someone needs to go and read. I don't have the time. Read the flyers. Anytime there's an article about seniors walking together, seniors whatever, contact that reporter. Say, please come do an interview. And they write an article. It reaches like 60,000 people in the county. The flyers. That's it's so good with the picture and the article and the interviews. So those are my my suggestions.
And you always have great suggestions. In fact,
Very good, Joy.
has
Very
amazing
good.
suggestions. And Kathy, I'm going to do you, but John, I just wanted to respond to you. We've been trying to figure out what to do with put videos on the website, and I know you're a web person, so we're going to be asking at the end of this meeting who would like to help us out do that, because we're at that point now for adding more stuff. So you had some good ideas, and you can show me the ones that which websites that you thought were cool and how their videos are on there. We can look at that. Okay, thank you, Kathy. And Kathy Latham.
Just real quick, I just wanted to mention, yesterday I got the Oakland Mills Village newsletter online, which I get every month. I read it all the way through to the bottom yesterday, and TVIH was mentioned and bingo was advertised. And I thought, oh, good. I wonder how long that's been there, but it was there. So.
But definitely, as you were saying, we need more advertising. Remember, we don't have a communication and outreach committee yet. We need people to volunteer, but we shall talk more and more and more about that. All right, I'm going to keep sharing. I think we do have a couple more things. Share screen. Okay. So the people on the survey felt yes. 59% said we need to have more outreach. 52% of the people said we need to get more donors and sponsors. So yes, we need this information. And Marie, how do we pursue these ideas? Go ahead.
We're looking into investigating and reorganizing. There's a possibility of hiring an executive director. Right now, there has been a committee that was initiated, a search committee has developed a method to identify and evaluate candidates. And we're hoping to have a short list by January and a final decision by March for an executive director. This executive director will be, their goals will be looking at fundraising and membership. The fundraising, which we absolutely need to raise more money so that we can hire more staff in the future. Membership, looking at membership, that would be looking at those places that a number of you have just suggested, which you'll see further in the slides that had previously been suggested, going to churches, going to outreach, working with the government, working with other agencies to get more membership, to get our name out there. And hopefully the more membership we get, a younger population will be infusing the village in Howard. So that's where we are right now with the possibility of hiring an executive director. Hopefully by March, we'll have someone on board. The board, there was another suggestion to meet earlier in the month so that the minutes can be published. The onboarding information can be published in the newsletter. Contact information in the newsletter and the website. Who do we contact for what? Some information will be starting in the newsletter this month.
Right.
Develop programs to present to Howard County residents in housing, health, retirement, gift of aging and gracefully. This has to do with if we develop some video programs to spread out to Howard County residents, not just to give to the members here that exist today, but to put it out into the county. We want to approach diverse populations, mentoring students. I know that Susan Hellman is working on a program now to work with schools to see if we can get some of our members to mentor a number of students in a group and have intergenerational programs where some of our children, our nieces or nephews who have done, wonderful things that we would like to share with our members to say, oh, somebody that's an EMS, or a policeman or a politician, what do they do and how do they help the community? So those are what we were speaking about, intergenerational programs that may come into effect in the coming year.
And some of those programs that you talked about to present to Howard County, not just video, but in person, where we can go, like Joy was saying, to the different libraries and have Gift of Aging Gracefully. That's a workshop for people. Let them come, let them see what's going on, and it's presented by the Village in Howard. Okay. Marie?
How do we get more TVIH members engaged? Some of the suggestions were to initiate programs like pickleball or mini golf and programs on staying healthy, caregiver support group, an art program, talks on solar paneling, so people are more involved and know more about how do you obtain solar paneling and what does it do for you and how much do you save and so forth like that. The other thing is that there were a number of people during the survey who indicated their names that they would absolutely would like to be involved in some things. We have followed up with every chairperson and provided those names, and those chairpersons should be following up with those people who indicated they would be interested. As a matter of fact, yesterday we had an office volunteer and transportation and services orientation. And because I was able to obtain those names prior to the meeting, those people who said they were interested actually came to the meeting yesterday, and we were able to obtain a transportation, an office volunteer, a service volunteer, and a program committee volunteer.
Wow.
So I'm hopeful that each of these committee chairs that were provided names that are listed here will follow up with those interested respondents.
And I just wanted to share too, Joy, there's more people that volunteered for photography. So I know we can get together so you don't have to do every single photograph. And also, John, the same thing with the website. There's some people I will meet. I've been trying to get some of these meetings out of the way, but I think there's really hope that we can get people really were interested. So we're going to follow up with that. At least I will on my part. And I know the rest of the people are also. Should I do the next slide, Marie?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
And a new initiative in order to see if we could get more members. We have initiated that will start in January a lottery where every existing member who might influence a new member to join between January 1st and December 15th will be placed in a lottery to win a $250 Visa gift card.
Wow.
The drawing will take place on December the 18th, 2023, and will be reported in the January 2024 newsletter. So we're just trying to see if we can get more membership that way by initiating a lottery challenge. We've also initiated a 3-month trial associate membership, not a full membership, but a 3-month trial associate membership. And we've already had one person to take advantage of that. And we just initiated that this month. And it was in the October newsletter, and it will be noted in the every newsletter forthcoming. And the lottery too, it will be noted in the December newsletter, and it will be noted every month during 2023. And again, I mentioned the fact that we're looking for leadership and the search committee is in progress with that.
So how do we get members involved to take on these initiatives? Wait a minute. Why don't you try with that? What are some of the things here first, Marie? Why don't you share with that?
Well, this had to do with the circle of care that I spoke about earlier, where our full members who, God forbid, if they were in an unfortunate accident or if they have a planned surgery, and we provide them with a group of vetted volunteers who do not provide nursing services, but we provide what a neighbor to neighbor would do so that it would make their recovery a little bit simpler and more helpful to them. We provide their transportation to their doctor appointments, to their physical therapy. We pick up prescriptions, we grocery shop for them. We don't make meals for them per se. We provide them with prepared meals from the grocery store that you can put in the freezer and just microwave. We do their laundry if they need it. We take their laundry, we take it home, we wash it, dry it, fold it, and bring it back to them. We'll make their beds, we take out their trash, pick up their mail, their recycling. We'll walk their dog. We'll water their plants. We would declutter their a room or so if they need to put medical equipment in. We'll organize papers, help them pay their bills. We'll do friendly visits or calls. And these are just a sampling of the things we would do to help that full member to recover from their surgery or their accident. And we, as I mentioned earlier, that we may be having 2 of these circles occurring at the same time in a few short weeks, perhaps. We're not sure yet. We're waiting for them to give us a signal that they need this help. And it takes a great deal of coordination to do this, having to do with the volunteers who said that they would provide services such as these, that they would, a schedule is set up, a calendar is provided to the full member to say the dates and times to expect someone and the person's name, so that they are fully involved with what is happening for them. And sometimes it could take 6 to 8 people in a circle to provide all these services. And the need for more volunteers is very prevalent.
Sorry. So, whoops, my fingers are going. So other ways that we can help. We need your thoughts and ideas. What do you guys think? Because at this point in time, there are a small amount of people who do all the work. I think we all can agree to that. And I think those small amount of people are getting tired, exhausted, and some of the people older, exactly. So what are your suggestions to get other people to help? Because we need this help. We need help. Like, we're still been stuck on creating a new brochure. There's the photography. Poor Joy does everything with it. How are we going to get people involved? Does anyone have any ideas? We need your ideas. Kate.
I think sometimes a general announcement that we need help can be a little overwhelming. So breaking it down to its smaller parts, being more specific, and then reaching out to people personally, asking them to do one part of it will help us understand what the bigger project and purpose would be. So I feel like that might be helpful.
Yeah, in fact, one person on the survey said, don't let me sign up for, let's say, mentoring, sign up for today, you're mentoring, like one little part. They didn't want to do everything, that type of thing. Good point. Some other people had their hands up. Lorraine?
Well, pairing them up with someone who's already doing it,
Mhm.
a mentor to work. You know, sometimes people are reluctant to take on anything because they don't know what to do.
Right.
If they have somebody there to do it with them, and then they can become more independent with it.
Mhm. Good. Good. Any other thoughts?
Have to.
Joy? Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Obviously, survey works better than forum messages. So do it again. Do it more often, maybe twice a year. Because in the survey, you're asking me, can you do transportation? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? In a forum message, it's more impersonal. We need someone on the IT committee. Say, oh, got nothing to do with me, you know? So survey obviously is working better. The fact that Marie recruited 4 volunteers, that's really wonderful. And I think volunteering is one of the really, to me, the major attraction for joining TVIH.
Mhm.
Because 75% of our members, associate members, we don't need services.
Right.
But TVIH offers us a chance to volunteer, do things, what we like to do, and you know, in our interests or whatever. The second one is the non-member database. That's a gold mine. I don't know I don't think many of you know. Our newsletters go out to like 600 or 700 people. Did you know that?
I think it's 1,200.
You see?
1,200. Yeah, it's
So these
1,200. Yeah.
These people, actually, if their data is including on our website, recorded like the phone number, email addresses, we pay several, I don't know, 10 cents or whatever a month for each non-member we carry on our website.
Mhm.
And so one, you know, we need to clean that out because maybe there are duplicates. Number 2 is I have met several people like Saturday Walk and so on. They say, oh, I know you. I get your newsletter.
Mhm.
And someone, if we have volunteers, call each person. Hey, you've been on our mailing list for 5 years. Why don't you join? What is it that we can do to get you to join? Because that's a gold mine. These people are seniors. They are interested in aging place, but they're on the sidelines watching. I don't know what they're watching, but we need to find out why they haven't joined. But some of them have. Okay, that's it.
And the way they get on, because my daughter was on, anyone who is signed up for any program for the village in Howard is on that database, you know, so that's how they got on there. So yeah, good points, good point. Anyone else have any ideas? Anyone else? Anybody? All right, I'm just gonna share one more slide then. Share my screen. Okay, so we brainstormed some really cool things. If you want to volunteer and get engagement, of course, contact the manager of the Village in Howard at that telephone number, but we do need to spread the word that we do need help. And we do want to thank you for participating today and adding to some of the ideas that came out in the survey. And we really do appreciate you here. Marie and Ellen, anything else you want to tell the people? Tell the masses.
No, I do want to thank everyone for attending, and we are trying really, really hard. We even are doing exit interviews. The membership committee is doing exit interviews as well to find out why people are leaving.
And we want to thank Kathy Marinelli and Mary Pat and Kathy Latham for being here for the board, and John. Thank you very much for being here, and the other member, and Marcia. There we go. There's a lot of people who are interested in this. So we thank you very much for being here, everyone. Okay. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.